So I love Apple Watches. They're probably one of my most favorite devices to use of all time. But there are probably some devices, especially some Apple Watches, I would not recommend anyone buying anymore. And these specific watches, I just want to state, are the ones that are either literally already unsupported with watchOS software, or they're going to be basically unsupported with watchOS software very, very soon. Now, the first things first, any Apple Watch including the Series 3 or below, are already unsupported with software. Now, what does this mean? Well, basically our device with watchOS, we all know that this is a pretty big, watchOS 10 is a very, very important update. So because of that, if your device already doesn't support watchOS, well then there's not really a big point of even getting a device that is already unsupported with software, considering that your iPhone may still be supported with software and it may require a specific Apple Watch on a certain version of software to even use. So I would not recommend going through and buying a super old outdated watch, especially if you're going to connect it with your iPhone and it's already basically just not going to work with your iPhone in the first place. So if you have an Apple Watch Series 3 or you're planning on buying an Apple Watch Series 3 or below, there's pretty much no point in doing that at all. It just would make zero sense for me to recommend anyone doing that. And you are much better off buying an Apple Watch that is still supported with software. The latest ones all the way down to the Series 4. That would make a lot of sense to me. The worst Apple Watches to buy are the ones already unsupported with software. Now, I would probably throw in another Apple Watch in here, which is the Apple Watch Series 4. I wouldn't say this is the worst one to buy. In fact, I use an Apple Watch Series 4 every day and I love it. I think it's a great Apple Watch. But with that being said, with the Apple Watch Series 4, this is a watch that's, is still going to be supported for a little bit of time. I don't know how long this watch is going to be supported, actually when it comes down to it. But if it really comes down to the Apple Watch Series 4, I don't know how long this Apple Watch is going to last. And I would say you're much better off buying an Apple Watch that has a little bit more of a future ahead of it. I do look at an Apple Watch like the Series 5, and because that thing has the same chipset as the SE1, you're probably going to be getting an Apple Watch either from the Series 5 or the Apple Watch SE1. Either one is awesome. That is probably going to last a tad bit longer than the Series 4, and that can, difference in performance from a Series 4 and Series 5, there wasn't like a big one, but it's still a noticeable change, and that's another watch I would recommend buying too. So I would say the worst Apple Watches, like I mentioned before, are the ones that are already unsupported with software, but also the ones that are about to be unsupported with software like the Series 4, I would kind of recommend avoiding too. That would probably make the most amount of sense to me. Just don't buy those Apple Watches, but buy the Series 5 or newer, buy the SE1 or newer. If you have to, buy the, Series 4 if you really have to, but otherwise I'd probably just stick with the ones like the Series 5 or the SE1. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that will mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.